turn our board around, we have got our Walt and Will. They'll be able to accurately explain the different states of water and how they change. What I'm looking for, that you can demonstrate understanding through verbal or written report or presentation that includes evidence from scientific research. And you can
Use scientific language to explain the different states of water and how they change.
Very good. So to start today's lesson, we're going to watch a video, okay, about water inside a glass bottle in a freezer. And we're going to see what happens to that water. So I want you to watch really, really carefully. Okay, I want you to watch the bottle. So they're putting the bottle, I want you to watch, there's no sound, okay, but I want you to watch very carefully the bottle and the water, not the plastic bottle, the glass bottle. Alright then?
Glass bottle.
Yeah, I want you to watch what's happening in the glass bottle to the water. And what eventually happens. Keep an eye on it. Takes about a minute.
It's lining up. Oh! That was exploded.
Very good. Keep watching. Really kidding. I think they show you one more time.
Oh.
Really watch what happens.
Yep, there we go.
Okay. So did you watch really closely?
Yeah,
Alright, so Mia, would you like to explain to Zoe what you think happened, what was happening inside the bottle and why it is that the glass bottle exploded?
I think it, when it was freezing, and it was rising at the same time. When it got to the top and the thermal room, it exploded.
Okay, what do you think happened, Zoe? You tell Mia.
Well, I think that when it's in a cold area, it's like it's like particles in, and then when it's like liquid turning into solid, you can close it together.
And then what happens?
So in that video, when it was cold, it was starting to freeze, so it got really higher, and then when it reached the top, it had no more room to go higher, so it had to pop the bottle.
Yeah.
Go.
Very good. So they're very, very good explanations of what happened. Let's have a look what's happened inside that bottle on the board. So that's right. You both saw that the water was rising and you both saw that. So when it's water, this is what it looks like when it's water. These are little molecules and they're all very, very close together like this. So this is when it's water. They all sit very close. But when we start to freeze it, these little molecules move further apart. So the mass of the size of the water gets bigger, doesn't it? Because the glass bottle doesn't move, it explodes. So I think that you sort of understood that, but there are molecules in water. When they're water, they're very close together, and when we freeze them, they move further apart, so it needs more area. So you can't put a lid on the bottle when you're freezing it, can you? No, otherwise it will go pop. Okay. So what do you think happens when we... Where are we up to just a minute? Get this one over. Close. So if we take that water out of the frozen water out of the freezer, do you think that the molecules stay like this? you
together.
think, Zoe? Do you think they'll stay stretched apart, because we stretched them apart when we froze the water? Or will it go back to the other way like this?
Wait, if it's
We're going to melt the ice.
I think it would.
Yeah, that's right. So when it's frozen, it goes like this. So it's reversible, isn't it? We can melt it, and it goes back to being water, so it goes back to being close together. Oh, very good. Well done. Keep going. Okay. So moving on to the next stage. I'd like it if you could tell me what the 3 different states of water are. So if you think about it, what are the 3 different ways that water comes in?
Solid, liquid, and gas.
Very good. What do you think, Zoe?
Solid, liquid, and gas.
So you've learned that before, is that right?
Yeah.
So what happens to, if we just talk in general, so if you didn't know these, what would you call them? What would you call the solid water?
What? No, solid.
Solid. Dad will say, go and buy something for the SQ.
Ice.
Ice. So we call the solid one ice.
Ice.
don't
Because it's liquid, solid.
we? And if it's a liquid, what's it called?
Water.
Water. And do you know that when it's gas, what it's called?
Biggest steam or something.
Yeah, steam. What do you think, Mia?
Yeah, like a steam or like smoke.
Would look a little bit like smoke, wouldn't it, if it was all coming
Yeah,
up?
but
It
steam.
would look smoky. Yeah, very good. So I'd like you to tell me where out in the environment you might actually find solid water, liquid water, or gaseous water. So where out in the environment would you find ice, water, or steam rising?
Iceberg.
Iceberg, very good. What about water, Zoe?
Like creeks.
Yeah, very good. Ocean. And what about the steam? Have you learned before when
The thing in the ground and it's cool.
is the water hot in those or cold?
Hot.
So you mean like springs,
Yeah.
natural hot springs, is that right?
It's like steam goes out of the ground.
Very good. What about snow? Which one do you think snow fits into? Is snow solid, liquid, or gas? What did you say? What did you say?
Solid.
Yeah, it's solid, but it's soft. But when it comes down from the sky, it's in tiny solid pieces, isn't it? And then it forms the snow, so it's a solid. And sometimes it can be really hard, can't it? You know, like it'll fall off in chunks of houses or whatever. So it's sort of like a compact thing. And sometimes inside the freezer you get something that looks like that. Have you ever seen that? Yeah. So snow is a solid. Very good. Well done. Let's have a look where we're up to. What did you say? Okay, so let's try and look at how they change. Okay? So if we've just got normal water, how does normal water change to a solid? What do you do with it?
Put it in like somewhere cold, like a freezer.
Yeah, so you have to have freezing. So if there's water like out in the environment like the Antarctica, is it cold enough there to freeze the water? Yes.
Yes.
So we go water, and we want like freezer or low temperatures, is that right? And it turns to a,
Solid.
that's right, so we use scientific words, very good. So then the solid can change back to,
Water.
which is a
Liquid.
So how do we change liquid to something else now?
Liquid to.
Yeah, how does that work? we need to add
Hotness.
hotness. What's another word for hotness?
Boiling. Yeah.
It starts with H. You add
Heat. Yeah,
very
heat.
good, well done. So you add heat. So it's the same as hotness. Same thing, just a different word. So when we talk about these things in science class, we use the scientific words where we can, okay? Solid, liquid, gas. So when we do the gas can go back to being a liquid. Liquid can go there. So it's reversible, it's like a cycle. They can come back to what they were before. Alright, so we've got some ice. One each for you. I should have it up. Do this one. Share that. Okay. So this is just normal tap water. What do you think would happen if you pour it on the ice? It'll get smaller, very good. Smaller, it'll melt. Do you want to give that a try then? 10 for 10. What do you think, guys?
So we just
So
did,
it'll melt.
we did all of it in there or just some?
Just some, half for you and half for Zoe. Yeah. So we're adding tap water. So do you think it melted?
Yeah, getting smaller, but not as fully.
Not very fast, was it? What would happen if we actually put boiling water? So if we took boiling water, what would happen?
It'll melt faster. Yeah.
Ah, it'll go faster. Do you think it'll go faster?
Yeah, it'll melt faster.
So we add boiling water. And it goes faster. Let's have a look at that. Okay. We need another glass. Alright, we're going to put some boiling water on it. So you watch from there for safety, okay? You can't come over. But we're going to put some boiling water on. I hope the glass doesn't break.
Oh, it's melted. It's so small now.
So what happened?
They melted with
And look at the size of yours.
It's still big.
Don't touch this one. Look at the size of yours to this one. So this was tap water and it's melting. Yeah. That's cool, isn't it? One goes faster than the other. So we know that the hotter it gets, the faster the solid.
Will melt.
That's
It's
cool.
like pudding. It's like the cold water, something is full of nice at the bottom. Oh my god, there's nothing in there anymore. There's only tiny.
So it was really fast, wasn't it? It was very, very fast. Okay. You never drink of that again, what? Thirsty? Alright, so on the stove here,
Drink our experiment.
on the stove here, we've got some boiling water, and you can see what it is that you said before, the
Steam.
is coming off like that. But then it disappears, does it? Can you see that? So if we have a look, it's going up and it disappears. Zoe, would you like to try and explain to Mia where you think that steam goes? What's happening to it that you can't see it anymore?
It looks like it's disappearing, but is it actually still in the air? Like soaring around?
What do you think, then? Mia, what do you think?
I think it's just like spreading in the room, but like the hotness from the pot, the like hotness when it rises is like steam. So you still like just see it, but
stays in the air. So it actually does, you're both right. It comes up, and then when you can't see it, it becomes so tiny that it actually becomes part of the air. So then the air's moister, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it can actually come back to being water.
Oh.
So we won't see that happen, but it can do that. So we can take the gas and bring it back to a liquid. You know when it happens outside, when there's a big puddle of water, after it rains and then that puddle of water disappeared, some of it goes into the ground, but if the sun's out, a lot of it goes up.
Yeah, it's evaporation.
Yeah, evaporation. So this is a bit different, but it's the same thing, it goes into the air. Okay? So if we just recap, we're just going to recap. I want you to tell me, not in scientific terms, but in regular basic terms, what are the three different types of water we got? Not scientific, regular.
Ice, water, and steam.
Yeah, very good. So in scientific terms, what are they called in scientific terms? Nice big voice.
Solid, liquid, gas.
Yeah, very good. So, if I take some water and I freeze some water, does it change back into water if I melt it?
Yeah. Wait, if
What
you
is
melt
it?
the ice?
Yeah, if I melt the ice.
Yeah, go back into a liquid. Yeah.
So how do I change water into steam?
You boil it. Yeah. Add heat to it.
Add heat. Okay, so we're going to add heat. So if we add heat, it causes steam to rise. Okay, so if we've got ice and we add heat, what happens to the ice?
Ice and heat will melt.
That's right. So the hotter the water,
The faster the ice
faster
will melt.
oh, very good. Well done. So, do you have any questions you'd like to ask me about?